If you're watching this, there's a decent chance you're here to figure out what the fuck the deal is with Battleborn before diving into the now free-to-play PvP. That's admittedly kind of a loaded question, but I've been playing Battleborn since the beta through launch to now and have been making videos on it since April of last year and will continue to. Hopefully I can help. Real quick, this video will focus on Battleborn's PvP game modes. If you're interested in the lore or narrative or anything like that, there's a link to playlists in the description below. So, a quick game summary. Battleborn is a hero-based FPS with RPG elements. There are 30 characters, all of which can be played in competitive PvP matches or story-based PvE online or offline. However, in the trial version, there will be a rotation of 6 characters at a time. Personally, the story missions and operations are my personal favorite, and if you dig the versus modes, I definitely recommend hopping into them, but that's not the focus of today. First up, and my personal favorite, is Incursion. This mode is the most MOBA-like, and sees opposing teams of 5 using minion waves to push on enemy towers, or sentries in this case. Though there's only one lane per se, all of the maps have side routes and in some cases verticality to keep the approaches and surrounding area interesting. There are also 3 thrall camps on each map, one in each base and one in the middle of the map. By killing the AI thrall in these camps and activating the pad in the center, you can spawn a friendly thrall or two to help your regular minions push to the sentry. And that's very important. Fighting the sentry without minions is a good way to get killed very quickly. In addition to basic minions and thralls, building constructible objects is also key. Things like turrets, supply stations for healing, and super minions. Note that these use shards, the same resource used to activate a piece of gear. Next up is Meltdown, an even more AI minion focused mode. Here, each side must march their minions to the smelter on the opposite team's side of the map to score points. It's the player's goal to both score and kill the enemy minions to prevent them from doing so. The maps are typically 2-laned, with a path down the middle, but there are no thrall camps in this mode. That said, constructibles are still quite present and very useful. Once one team scores 300 points, the game will go to a finale. Here, the quote-unquote winning team will spawn a special elite minion whose power level depends on how big of a score lead they had going into the match. If one of these score, the game is over and that team wins. However, if both are destroyed before reaching their goal, both teams begin simultaneously spawning these minions until one side scores. A comeback is challenging, but not impossible. Then there's Capture, a very simple king of the hill of sorts. These maps are typically more round and have 3 control points. The more your team has, the faster you accrue points. The first to the most points wins. That's straightforward. Again, there are no thrall camps, but there are AI enemies roaming certain areas of the map that can be farmed for level ups. Incredibly useful considering the fast pace of capture maps. Lastly, there's FaceOff, a hybrid of PvP and PvE. In this mode, players are tasked with killing AI Varelski in order to claim their masks. These masks must be turned in at the center point in order to be properly scored. Think kill confirmed of sorts. The center point obviously leads to large conflicts and mask steals, as when a player dies they drop all masks that they had on them, and even cloaked characters are revealed while turning in their points. Occasionally, all players will be teleported to a temporary arena in order to fight a tough AI boss, though the reward is obviously great. Now these modes are just the tip of the iceberg. This video has gone through a lot of iterations, and there's more I'd love to say and probably will in the near future. If you have any questions about the game or trials of the likes, don't hesitate to ask me in the comments below. From simple mechanics to what character might fit you best based on your preferences, this video is just supposed to be quick and clean to help new players jump into the game. I have some videos that might shed more light on the lore or other details if you want, so those will be in the description. Additionally, make sure to check out the Battleborn wiki if you need help too, as those folks have put in a lot of hard work and effort and it's going through massive overhauls apparently. And as always, until next time, beautiful people.